down. So this is going to be a lot of issue with this, I can tell. So what I'm going to try and do, let me switch this back up. Let me switch this around. I was facing the wrong way anyway. See? Sorry for the technical difficulties. All right. Maybe start it from here. I'm on 111th Street and 5th Avenue. And the goal of this is to try to drive, God willing, to drive this car all the way down to 8th Street to show you the traffic situation. Traffic situation now in New York City. Traffic is very diminished. If anybody has been to New York City, it's not like it used to be. But this is not the beginning of the pandemic here. So it's a little more traffic than it was a couple weeks ago. I guess people came out the cocoon a little bit and said they were venturing out. But still, this day on this 5th Avenue street, it wouldn't be like this. It's going to be a breeze. I can almost guarantee it. It's going to be a breeze as I try not to hit this guy on the bicycle. So to my right is 5th Avenue. To the left, this is like the hospital where I was born, but I won't mention it. It's not called by that name. It's historic place. That's where it all began. That's this cab driver. But that's what they do. Right now, I'm facing see a lot of cars parked in there, but the street is closed. I think the people that work here park here. Probably the Parks Department. A lot of their personal vehicles. So I said people are still out here. They're not. But not in the droves like they used to be. Actually, cities are getting to bust a little bit more. I should have come out here. I think I tried to. I should have come out here. There's more traffic out here than I would have thought. I didn't expect to see this much. Right now, I'm actually in traffic. So, I don't like that. One good thing about this is that the lack of vehicular traffic now. But to go along with that, the city's there's too many people now. That's why this is New York City, the epicenter. It's not what I'm using the right word. New York City is not the epicenter of the disease. Or is it? Maybe it is the epicenter. Anyway, I think it had the most cases all over the world. Dirty. It's a dirty city. There's a lot of homeless people here. A lot of doesn't sound mean, but a lot of them, Karens. A lot of them, for whatever reason, I have a place to clean up. Last night, for the first time, this morning, technically. Never happened before. Aside from it's supposed to be a permanent thing. They would just say, they said we're setting out subway to disinfect it, but they didn't really go through the fact that they shut down the subway to disinfect it. They all also kicking people off the subway. right, to my right, we love New York sign. I'm right across the street from the Cecily from Gardens, Florida, also said something, wrote something on the sign. All right, so over there, the tents. I'm trying to drive safely and do this. So this is probably what the traffic was. I don't think there's gonna be traffic anymore unless we run into something else like that. All right, these people are making the right turn. That's why there's no traffic here. All right, here we go. Here we go. All this would be congested, I promise you. I've done it. I've driven large vehicles down the street, and at this time of day, it's 12:48 p.m. It will be packed with vehicles, and it'd be an annoying ride to get downtown right now. Driving down Fifth Avenue. Right now, I'm crossing 94th Street. But it's not bad. It's not a bad ride at all. Bad ride at all. People are still jogging. You know, without their mask on. At least she didn't have her mask on. To my left is the museum, the Cooper Hewitt. What's this? The Guggenheim. Cooper Hewitt. There's some famous church whose name escapes me. There's a guy yawning. There's a lady waiting for the bus chewing her gum very vigorously. This is the Guggenheim, but my point is there's no traffic because the Guggenheim is shut for the coronavirus pandemic. I think people want to be lawful, you know, wear their mask, but they, you know, you got to go on with your life. You only have, you only have one life to live, right? And you can't stay in the house. I guess if there was acid coming from the sky, there's a little mop dog. Yeah, the dog like a mop. Pretty dog. Interesting dog. We're gonna pass another famous museum. This is the Museum Mile, I guess. I should know this stuff. But what is this? This is not the Museum of Natural History. That's on the west side. This is the the name escapes me right now. It's the museum on 82nd Street and Fifth Avenue. That's what I call it. They have some construction work going on right now. There's a big crane gonna lift up something like some kind of power thing. Passing right now. Okay. Still heading south. Gonna pass the New York City transit bus. Streets are empty. If you look way down, I don't know, you probably can't see it from this camera, but looking way down, I promise you, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 vehicles, 5 vehicles now, 6 vehicles making a turn that almost hit somebody. Post office truck. So there's 7 vehicles ahead of me in my line of sight. And my line of sight right now is way down. So there's 7 now, the cab is turning. There's 8 vehicles, 9 vehicles. Only because people making the turn. Fifth Avenue is empty. So. People still out. People on the city bikes, rental bike system in New York City. That's about to change, I guess. Light did change. Anyway, it's springtime, but it's only 52 degrees in New York City. Like I said, I love it. to stay around here, keep people off the street. You know, and I guess I wouldn't mind people on the street. There's just so many people here, and if you go into like through the Bronx, you know, when too many people come out, it gets disorderly, and it happens at other places too. People doing, they bring out the motorcycles and doing wheelies and all that, and doing donuts, the cars doing donuts and all that craziness. I'm just getting old. These are the city bikes I was talking about. People, you can rent them in New York City. I think it looks like the city, obviously, I think it's created by Citibank, or Citibank invested money in the system. Very popular in New York City, especially in Manhattan, but I think it's reached out to other boroughs now. Man walking multiple dogs. I guess it could be his. They all look like they're the same breed. They might actually be his dogs, but they have a lot of dogs for hire. Dogs for hire. People for hire that will walk dogs, dog walkers. But these dogs are all one breed, and my guess is those are actually his dogs, and he's just taking them out. Who knows? What do I know? Past another museum on the left. I don't know what this is. I'll be honest. I've been here my whole life, which is a long time. But you know, a long time in human years, and I don't know half the stuff over here. Well, I know it's on the right. We're gonna pass the Central Park Zoo, which is closed. Everything's closed for the corona. Not to drink a corona, but for the coronavirus. Another lady jogging, but she had her mask on. Guy sitting in the bench in the cold weather, talking on a cell phone. This is 66th Street. It's it's called a transverse, so you can go from the east side to the west side on 66th Street right now. Like all the cars that cross in front of me, they're going, when they wind up, they're going to be on the west side. I don't know exactly where, it turns out. There's a few of them along the route. You used to be able to drive through Central Park. You used to bring your cars to there, but they cut that out a little while ago. More than a little while ago. So. Okay, here's the Central Park Zoo. I haven't been here for years. I haven't been to any zoo for years, man. You know. Wow. I know years ago when I was a kid, they had a news story of a little kid. He wasn't a toddler, and he was old enough to know better, but his ass, excuse my language, but it's true, his ass climbed into the polar bear, and it didn't turn out well for him. And I don't mean he got hurt. He got killed. And, you know. And I remember the story. The police came in and shot the polar bear. You know, completely understandable, of course. But it was a shame. You don't think this is a little dangerous, young man? He was old enough to know better, too. But anyway, we're passing. We just passed. Oh, this was Donald Trump's residence. But he moved to Florida, so he doesn't live there anymore. The President Trump, excuse me. I don't want to be disrespectful or seem like I'm partisan. I'm not. President Trump used to live there and moved to Florida. Mayor de Blasio said that President Trump, because a lot of people here, you know, residents of New York City don't care for him too much, for whatever reason, and this Donald Trump, I'm sorry. Mayor de Blasio said that Trump is now acting like not giving New York its help it needs because of, you know, the lack of love. That doesn't show up on my the lack of love that's shown to him. This lady in the middle of the street, I can't catch this because this is a cell phone. She's taking a picture. She's in the second lane of traffic, taking a picture of things. So I guess it's the opportunity to do these things. You know, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't be driving with the. Well, I'm not gonna say what I'm doing. But I do have the. Let's say I do have a cell phone in my hand. I'm not talking. You know, I'm talking, but. On the right of St. Patrick's Cathedral, I know that. All right. I think I was there younger. And to the right, you're going to miss it because the bus is passing me. But all this would be full of people, full of tourists. The bus passed me because I couldn't show you Rockefeller Center. It's empty, 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 empty. Came down here in no time. If I was driving a ride share, you know, if I could get the customers, then that's probably down now. The ride share drivers are actually doing deliveries now. I mean, I think they can still pick up people, but it's so slow right now that they've given an option of making deliveries, food deliveries for people. So maybe I'll go across 42nd Street, the famous 42nd Street. Even though 34th Street in itself is famous, everybody knows 42nd Street. You drive past Times Square. Panhandling. There was a guy in the news yesterday, on the news, and he was saying how people not giving him. He can't understand how people are not giving him money at this time. But you know, a lot of people are struggling out here. But he said he makes about $100 a day panhandling. It's not a bad little hit. I'm not saying it's easy, and I wouldn't want to be in that position. That's not a bad little hit at all. I'm headed westbound. I'm headed westbound on 42nd Street, and after this next light, I will be passing. This will be the heart of Times Square. It will be Times Square. So empty. This would have people all over the place. It's Times Square down there, empty. That doesn't mean there's no people down here. There are people out, but not like normal. These empty venues. I tell you, New York City, which is probably the engine of the United States. Though they don't give it credit. It's lost a lot of money, man. A lot of money. You know. I'm gonna have to go in the bus lane. Not that I want to, but there's construction. The mighty FedEx drivers are out here. They're considered essential. Rightfully so. What do I miss now? I miss going to see a movie. Not that I was a big movie thing, but I would like to actually go physically sit in a movie theater with some popcorn, and that would be all right. That would be all right. So there was nothing out. There's rarely anything out in the movies that I actually want to see. You know, see a movie. Okay, a little construction here. Crossing over 8th Avenue. They really had to do something about this homeless situation in New York City. It's really gotten out of control. They had it under control before, but they just let it go. They let it go, and it's worse than before. Okay, so I make this turn. I don't see any signs that I can't make a turn. What's this, 9th Avenue? Okay. This is the Port Authority bus terminal on the left. This is actually like the rear of it. or considered the rear entrance. A lot of New Jersey transit buses and a lot of like Greyhounds and over-the-road buses go through there. I've been through here twice in the last year. I took a bus from, where was I going the first time? I didn't take a bus. I came back here on the bus. I took a Greyhound from Boston, Massachusetts. I said Boston. There's a Boston Road in the Bronx that goes all the way up to Connecticut and all that and farther. From Boston, Massachusetts to this bus station, and then I took the subway train home, and I took a city bus home to my house. And then the next time I took a bus from Pittsburgh, PA, all the way to New York City. Now it takes 8 hours, but if you have patience, there goes the National Guard. I dismissed it. If you have patience, you can't beat that price. I think it cost me $60 to go from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to New York, New York. Yeah, it was cool. I slept. I looked out the window. I like stuff. I like looking out I'm always driving, like I'm doing now. So I got a chance to look out the window, and I watched the movie on my iPad. Also, I slept and it made a stop. I stopped at a rest stop. I didn't think I even ate anything. I went and freshened up and got back on the bus. It was all right. And the bus was packed. The bus was so packed. The original bus, there were 2 buses. The bus was so packed they called in a second bus driver to, alleviate the thing. So the people in the bus station were saying, there's another bus coming. But everybody tried to pile up, and most of them did. They piled up in the first bus. So I waited, and the bus driver happened to be a female. She came in less than an hour. Man, I had the bus to myself. It was great. So, but you have to have patience. You don't have patience, the bus is not for you. But, I do like to fly, but I don't mind the bus, as long as it's not a rush. Okay, so now, we're on 29th Street and 9th Avenue. And I'm going to take it all the way down to, I'm thinking 14th Street. I don't think right now I can make a ride on 14th Street. I'm doing construction over here. See. Always construction here. Construction hasn't stopped. I guess that's another essential thing. Like I said, you're not bleeding from your eyes, nose, or your ass. I'm not making fun of anybody who is. But I'm saying the general population is not having those issues. I guess they're going to keep it moving. A lot of these red light cameras here now too. Cameras everywhere. Red light cameras and spy cameras spying on the population. So I'll take it down. What did I say? What did I say? I was at 14th Street, right? I'll take it down to 14th Street. I said my original plan was to go all the way down to South Ferry, but we shall see. Let me see. I don't even know why I'm not. It's probably 23rd Street. Yep, I was right. That was 23rd Street. We're going to pass a famous hospital called St. Vincent's. Is it still St.? I think they closed it or something. I don't know. They're always closing or opening something. Okay. I think that was where I took it. Actually, I think I want to make a right on 17th Street. 17th Street, yep. There's construction up here anyway. So make a right on 17th Street. I know this is not the best photography in the world, but I'm trying. Let's see what this person's going to do. Backup lights. Okay. Might wind up going around the block. And see all this construction. That high rise is a brand new building. You know, they were building it before all this happened, but maybe we'll go down to. Maybe we'll take the West Side Highway all the way down past the World Trade Center. A lot of places to eat here, but people are too much into, you know, hanging out all the time, you know, and having, you know, to me, you gotta have a good time in life. I understand that, but it's not always a good time. And people are too much into that. Maybe this is like a wake-up call. Like, take it, you have a good time, but not all the time. You have a good time, but maybe that's my slogan for now. You have a good time, but not all the time. And everybody is trying to have a good time all the time. And this thing is like a wake-up call. Okay, say some prayers, and also to a lot of the people that got sick from this. You know, and that's not blaming the sounds, but a lot of people I notice are really, I don't want to say it because it sounds mean and unsympathetic. A lot of people seem to be, or you know, like they said, already had underlying health issues. Like notice that a lot of people are really heavy. You can see in their pictures. You know, I do believe that's a factor. So maybe people need to start taking a better care of themselves. You know, eating right and not eating all these meats. Maybe that's a good thing, not eating meat. I'm not anti-meat. I eat my steak and all that, but you know, not all the time. On the West Side Highway, they got a little park going on over here. I think they're just building this great looking park, but I guess it's interesting. It's not ready yet, not finished yet. I guess if I live here, New York could be an interesting place. Passing 12th Street on the West Side Highway. When I was a kid, all this used to be, I don't know if it came down this far, but I'm going to say it did. It used to be like elevated. And one day, a truck was on the West Side Highway. I think it was a lot at that time. And it fell through, the street collapsed. And then soon after, they like tore down the whole West Side and made it like street level, like it is now. Don't ask me when, but I know I was a kid, and that was a long time ago. Look it up. I don't want to give away my age. Not that I'm ashamed of it, but too much information. Right? Take time to figure out who's talking to you, if you care that much. Got a little sinus headache going. Take a little Advil for the sinus. Solo bicyclist. I think there's a police car in front of me. It has a little thing on the back of the trunk. You can use it for fuel. Probably use it for tracking them too. Or probably can be used for that. God bless and be safe. In the background, this tree's covering, but that's the for those that don't know, that's the Freedom Tower. That's the, I guess, basically the replacement for the World Trade Center. And I guess everybody knows what happened that day. I think the traffic is merging. So, of course, I'll let people go, yes. You're welcome. He said thank you. I saw him say thank you in the mirror. Go ahead. And the cab is trying to bogart me, but I let him go so I don't have an accident. construction is still working. Construction everywhere. Really, I wanted to mount the phone on my visor using some. I was just looking in the back of my phone, using some putty, like where you hang pictures up. You know, if you don't want to mess up your walls, I forgot what it's called, but it's like a putty. You put it on the back of an object, just stick it on the wall, stick it on there, whatever you had to. And I tried it, but it actually fell off. Put on the visor, the passenger side visor, and it fell off. So that's why I'm holding it in my hand, my right hand at this moment. Another good thing about the pandemic in New York City, and I don't want to seem like it's crime is down in New York City, you know, and that's good. Crime is way down in New York City. I don't know if it's on an uptick now because. It's always a good thing. I mean, I believe though when it gets hot and they start, you know, easing up the restrictions, I don't see how they're going to raise. You know, if it's on a downturn now. This is Battery Park City on the right. Boy. And this is the World Trade Center Freedom Tower. Never been in there. Kind of scared to go on those things now after what happened. But I did go. I went to the original World Trade Center. I have a picture somewhere when I was a kid with my family, with my parents and my sister. I have a picture from the observation deck. This Battery Park City on the right was made from the earth that they took to make the original World Trade Center. I guess this is like water over here before. You know, the river's over there. So they filled it up with the earth and made this city over here. City within a city over here. The original towers were right here where this park is. Back behind it is the Helix. They have a museum over there called the World Trade Center Memorial. I haven't been in there yet. You know, I think I'm entitled to go in there free for reasons I won't say. But I was down there. Wasn't down there when it happened, but I was the aftermath. That's what I meant. I was down there to help with the cleanup. It was almost 20 years ago. Wow. So I'm gonna go around Battery Park, the actual park, and